As part of their daily devotional activities, many Buddhists take the three refuges to the Buddha, the Dhamma, that is his teaching, and the Sangha, that is his community. They are doing this with the famous formula in the Pali language that goes like this: Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Saṅghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Meaning, I go for refuge to the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. This tradition goes back even to the historical Buddha himself, with numerous instances in the earliest Pali Buddhist scriptures. But as we'll come to see shortly, this outward formula is just a relatively unessential part of a successful going for refuge. It is primarily a matter of the heart. Let me start by saying a few words about the three objects that constitute our refuge, before detailing what is meant by going for refuge, the fact of us becoming actual disciples of the Buddha. Why is the Buddha called Buddha? The word Buddha is derived from the Pali root Bud, having the meaning to wake up or to enlighten. It is not a name given by devas or humans, but a designation that refers to his state of enlightenment. He is enlightened, Buddhita, and he is one who enlightens, Bodhita, the people to the Four Noble Truth. He is capable of discovering all ideas. He woke up from the sleep-like defilements, kilesa, cramping the mind, freeing himself from them. The Dhamma consists here of the four paths, makkani, fruits, phalani, and the extinction of the so-called five aggregates, khandha, that is the realization of Nibbana. It upholds beings by letting them not slip into states of deprivation, such as the ghost or animal realm. Sangha refers to the multitude of individuals imbued with the fruits of the renunciant's life, samanya phalani. It is the combining, sangatata, of the occurrences of right view and morality. It is this ultimate sense of the Sangha that is meant in the context of going for refuge. So not just the outward appearances that we can see with robes and the various monks and nuns walking here and there. The order with the Buddha being listed first among the three is such because in the process of going for refuge, people take the Buddha as the highest value, who, after his enlightenment, subsequently proclaimed the Dhamma. Sangha is mentioned last because it finally bears and serves this very same Dhamma. The Buddha is the promoter of beings' welfare, for which sake he proclaimed the Dhamma, with the Sangha taking these teachings to heart and practicing it. This is an alternative rationale for the ordering. That means Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. The Buddha is like the rising sun. The Dhamma is the beams of light emanating from it. And the Sangha is like the world rid of darkness when hit by these rays. When people go for refuge, it combats their fears, anguish, suffering, unhappy rebirths, and defilements. The Buddha combats creatures' fear by promoting their good. The Dhamma combats by providing the crossing of the desert of being, that is samsara. The Sangha combats by being a field of merit where small actions become great in fruit, that is a karmic fruit. But what is this going for refuge? It is the mind endowed with faith, satta, confidence, pasado, and the giving weight to Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, giving it the highest value. Thinking or saying, this is my refuge, this is my highest value. The Buddha is the eliminator of the abyss, the provider of welfare, and it is with this intention I go to him, frequent, wait upon, and reverence him. The act of going can also mean an instance of discovering Buddhi. There are also different kinds of expressions of this mind state, like verbal expressions or by thought. by the actual formula spoken, taking the status of a pupil, as in the case of Mahakassapa. The Blessed One is my teacher. I am his disciple. Inclination to the triple gem and salutation, raising one's palms in reverential salutation, Anjali Kammang, and reciting like Brahmayu, Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Self-dedication to the triple gem as to a meditation object, cutting off the defilements, kilesa, by becoming a noble individual, free from any mental anguish or defiling influences. So all these ways are expressions of going for refuge. What are the different kinds then of breach for the going of refuge? There is a reprehensible and a blameless form of breach. The blameless form occurs upon death of the individual previously having gone for refuge. The reprehensible form consists in a similar going during his lifetime as described above, but in regard to another teacher. Here we would remind ourselves that the only person not susceptible to the reprehensible form is the one perfected in view, that is the Sotapanna, or the stream entry in English. This is explained in the Anguttara Nikaya. Bhikkhus, it is impossible, it cannot happen, that a person perfected in his view should seek another teacher. What is the fruit of going for refuge to Buddha, Dhamma and Saṅgha as the last point in our discussion here? The following verse from the Digha Nikaya illustrates the matter well. Those who take refuge in the Buddha, Dhamma and Saṅgha go to no state of deprivation. And when they leave the human frame, that is the body, a godly body they fulfill. We must understand, however, that this verse only applies to noble individuals. Arya Pukkala, common people, Patujjana, may still fall into states of loss, such as hell. Therefore, to feel complacency when taking refuge, and taking precepts for that matter, is an insufficient state which must be consummated, at the very least, by these four factors that lead to the attainment of Sotapatti, as well as the higher paths and fruits. The entrance into the stream of Dharma, being an irreversible assurance of enlightenment in not too far a future. The so-called factors for stream entry are as follows. Association with superior persons, Sappurisa Sangsevo, hearing the true Dhamma, Sat Dhammas Savanang, proper attention, Yoniso Manasikaro, practice in accordance with the Dhamma, Dhammanu Dhamma Patipatti. So, having given this explanation about three going for refuge, I just wish you, may you all discover the triple gem, the Buddha, the Dhamma, the Saṅgha, to be of the highest value, and act in a way that makes you realize Sotapatti, and progressively, in the end, also Nibbana itself, the ultimate security.